Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 6. I'm recording this a little bit earlier than I normally do. I'm going to be out of town for the first few days of this week. So I wanted to make sure and have this up there so that on Sunday you can start with success, because I know that's something that you've relied on as we've gone through these weeks. However, that doesn't mean that I'm out of touch. So even though this is pre-recorded, I'm still on email and I'm still helping you and supporting you throughout the week. So let's go ahead and get started with what you can expect this week as we roll into our first official full-on Portfolio 1 and Portfolio 2 week. So you can see that your grammar focus here is going to be on commas and punctuation. This is the last grammar section for you. Just a note, remember, these will come up on the midterm and the final exam. So I would strongly urge you to go back and review these contents even past this to make sure you're prepared for those assessments. So after you finish those lessons and take the quizzes that are attached, you're ready to get into Portfolio 1 and Portfolio 2. So in Portfolio 1, it's two parts. So the first part will be a lecture on the method of development we're focusing on this week, and then that will follow with you rhetorically analyzing a mentor text. So you can see our focus this week is on narration, and the assignment guideline after the lecture is located for you here. And what you're going to be doing is applying what you learned in the lecture to your analysis of a piece that I've picked for you that is connected to food and some sort of topic within our course description. And then you are going to read it and analyze it for space cat before writing a rhetorical précis and following that with a rhetorical analysis paragraph. So you're honing in on rhetorically, what is this author doing connecting to the idea of food in our society? And so the piece you're going to be reading is from Jeanette Walls. It's linked here. And she's going to really develop her ethos in being a storyteller around the idea of food insecurity and the impacts on youth. And that is her topic. And after you have put this together, you've written a rhetorical précis, you've written an analysis paragraph, it's in MLA and submitted through the paperclip link. I've also provided you a model of what one would look like here. So that is the first part of our portfolios this week. That's Portfolio 1. And now we're going to move into Portfolio 2, which is where you take what you've learned and create your own narrative. And in this part, I want you to think of this as the introduction to your topic. How are you going to develop ethos so that your audience believes you have something to say about this topic? Your narration needs to be between 400 and 500 words. It needs to include description, details, sensory image to make sure and connect to the beliefs, needs, and values of yourself, as well as your intended audience. What you type up is in MLA format using that same kind of paperclip link to turn it in. And I'm looking for you to engage me in your topic, connect me to your topic. I want you to think about structure. How are you going to structure it? Is it going to be chronological? Are you going to use a flashback? Are you going to use stream of consciousness? Reflection is a big part of this, reflecting in the significance of how this narrative connects to the larger issues, not just your issue, but the larger societal issue around your topic. And then finally, making sure that you are reading through it and that your punctuation is correct and your grammar is correct. I've also given you a model for this one as well. Here's my topic. I'm still developing because I'm writing alongside of you, my idea of the gig economy. And mine is more stream of consciousness in my structure. That's just kind of how I write. That's kind of how I talk. And so it comes through on my structure. And you can see it listed here for you. So there is a model of what it is that I'm looking for. So that is what's on tap for week 6. It is all about narration and the method of development. We're going to kind of sit into that groove of doing a different one of these each week, looking at a mentor text, rhetorically analyze it before we write our own piece. And remember, those pieces that we write in Portfolio 2 are really pieces of Portfolio 3. So I'm super excited to see your writing, give you feedback, help you kind of grow as a writer as we get towards that Portfolio 3 so you can knock it out of the park when we get to the end of the semester. So keep going. We are almost to the midpoint of this semester. You guys keep at it. I'm enjoying seeing your writing. I'm enjoying seeing you grow. Have a good week.